Trial. Today's hearing was closed to the public, reportedly for security reasons.
It is the public's business, and as far as the board's concerned, you're all welcome to come in, listen to proceedings. Our hearings are open for whatever security measures deemed proper by the warden here at this institution. They're not being allowed in, but not at our request.
Hoover and former aldermanic candidate Wallace Gator Bradley were the only ones to speak on Hoover's behalf today. This is the 14th time Hoover has asked for parole.
Another parole hearing. He's been in prison since 1973 for a murder conviction. Government officials say that since then, he's run the Disciples from behind bars. Wallace Gator Bradley is a longtime friend of Hoover's. He says Hoover is a pawn in a political fight between Republicans and Democrats.
And if the U.S. Attorney can prove that Larry Hoover committed all these crimes up under Eggers' watch, you follow what I'm saying? Then that's a slap in Eggers' face and the Republican Party's face.
Only one man spoke in favor of paroling Hoover today, former mayoral candidate Wallace Gator Bradley.
The man's a political prisoner, and I think it would be in the best interest of this governor and the Illinois Prisoner Review Board to give the man parole.
The hearing at the MCC was not open to the media. There will be a decision on Hoover's parole by the end of this month.
Understand that.
We're not talking about the overthrow of government. We're telling individuals to vote.
I don't think the gangs ought to be involved in this voter registration process.
This is Chicago Tonight, broadcast live, Monday, February 19th, 1996.
Good evening, I'm John Calloway, and welcome to Chicago Tonight. Let me join the issue this evening by reading to you from John Cass's story in last week's Chicago Tribune. Quote, a convicted murderer, a convicted drug dealer, and a former ranking member of the gangster Disciples, all with ties to Disciples boss Larry Hoover and his political arm, stood Wednesday with the president of the Chicago Urban League, one of the city's most respected organizations, to tout a voter registration drive. And the story went on. Only a few blocks away, a federal drug conspiracy trial continued. It has bolstered prosecutors' contentions that Hoover's political group, 21st Century Vote, was run by gang members and funded with drug money and street taxes. End of quote. Later last week, the Tribune and the Chicago Sun-Times, not to mention Mayor Daley,